Okay, people. So I took a look at Turning Red. You know what I mean? So this is a new Pixar film and the feature debut from Domee Shi. She co-wrote the film with Julia Cho. Um, they all conceived the story along with Sarah Streicher. Okay, it is produced by Lindsay Collins. Cinematography is from Maya Abbasidi and Jonathan Paituku. It's edited by Nicholas C. Smith and Steve Bloom. Um, Now, the music was handled by Ludwig Göransson, his first animated score. Göransson's really getting around these days, you know what I mean? Really coming up. And original songs were created by Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connell. So yeah, they wrote Four Towns tracks, you know what's up. I love I true love and nobody like you. So yeah, there you go, people. Now, our cast, we have got Rosalie Chiang. She voices Mei Lee. We have got Sandra Oh as Ming Lee, May's mother. Ava Morse is Miriam, one of May's best friends. There is Matri Ramakrishnan as Priya, another one of May's friends. Then there's Hyan Park, who voices Abby Park, right? Yeah, another of May's best friends. Then there is Oren Lee, May's dad. Um, Wei Ching Hu voices Wu, May's grandmother. Tristan Alaric Chen voices Tyler. Bit of a bully, to May, right? Then there is James Hong. He voices Mr. Gao, right? One of the elders who helps out with the whole panda situation. There is Addy Chandler, who voices Devon. He works in a convenience store. Sasha Royce is Mr. Kalowski, May's teacher. Lily Sanfilippo is Stacy Frick, another of May's classmates. All right, so yeah, they're some of our main characters, people. And the gist of the story is this: Mei Lee is a confident, dorky 13-year-old torn between staying her mother's dutiful daughter and the chaos of adolescence. Her protective, if not slightly overbearing mother Ming is never far from her daughter, an unfortunate reality for the teenager. And so, as if changes to her interests, relationships, and body weren't enough, whenever she gets too excited, which is practically always, she poofs into a giant red panda. Bum, 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 bum. So, yes, there you go. Now, you gotta say, visually, Pixar, yo, they knock this motherfucker out the park, son. It looks so good. So good, right? It is insane how animation has just gone so far. It is crazy. And even when you compare this to older Pixar films, it's leaps and bounds, kid. It's leaps and motherfucking bounds. So yeah, it looks great. It looks great. And it's got this fun vibe to it. Right? So when talking about the film, right, the producers and everyone, the animators, they said they wanted to try and capture it as if you're watching it through the eyes of a 13-year-old. And you know what I mean? Listen, it's been a long time. I forget what eyes of a 13-year-old are like. You know what I mean? But it is kind of that bubblegum, that bright, vibrant kind of feel. So you do kind of get the sense they nailed it on that front, right? Because it's Toronto, but with a slight little skew to it. You know what I mean? Slight little 13-year-old skew. So yeah, it just it's very good. Now we open up and you've got Mei, she's a little confident, like fool. She's kind of like, what I mean, Punky Brewster in a way, right? But still wants that approval from her mums. So she's still, helping out. Although it does seem she enjoys a lot of it, right? So it's not too much of a chore. But as she is, becoming a woman, I mean, 13, I mean, yeah, it's not really a woman, right? That's the crazy thing. As a kid, you put these weird benchmarks and be like, oh, when I hit that age, that means, and no, puberty does not make you an adult. It just makes you mad reckless. You know what I mean? But she's going through all of that, and yeah, the red panda appears. So, you could look at this film and say the red panda is a Jesus Christ. I was going to say it's a eulogy. It's not a eulogy. No, that's the wrong word. It's a metaphor. Yeah, I think metaphor is a yeah. I think, if I phoned a friend, they would say metaphor. They say go for it. So that's what we're gonna do. I think you could look at the film and say, yeah, the red panda is a metaphor for adolescence, puberty, right? The changes, and all of that, and yeah, if it's a girl, it does kind of have to be a red panda. Ain't gonna be black and white panda, you know what I mean? But yeah, you could say that. But then also, it's that kind of finding your own voice, right? Because there is that point made in the film that she's mad happy. She's smiling and she's laughing and rambunctious, not afraid to be just overly dutiful and all of that. So it is kind of that. But yeah, the beginning of the film, the first I don't know, 20 minutes, it's just kind of slice of life, right? Slice of life. Her doing her thing with hanging with her friends, with the parents in the temple, all of that. And then we really get into things, right? So I think it's very interesting from that point of view. There are a few things, like, I don't really think the Tyler thing really got addressed because, when you look at it, she kind of did still get the blame for pushing back, as it were, you know? And Tyler is a cunt, right? He was a fucking bully. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a bit like, yo, if you play with knives, you're gonna get cut, son. So yeah, I kind of feel that, that message, I would have changed that message slightly, because you know what I mean? hey, you got to stand up for yourselves, right? Got to stand up for yourselves. But yeah, it's all in all, Turning Red, it's fun, right? The songs are catchy, you know. Blame it on your oh 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 oh. That wasn't Four Town, baby. That was me. You know what I mean? So yeah, the songs were catchy. It's got a fun vibe to it, and you know, I think you get to well, when you're looking at it all, right? When you're looking at it all and just that representation and all of that jazz, it's kind of it's nice to see different peoples up on the screen, right? And yeah, it's animation, but it's just nice to see a little different vibe, right? Now, suppose this is the second with an Asian lead, right? Just a second Pixar film with Asian lead. The first being Up, which that like I didn't even pick up that Up had an Asian lead. Huh. I mean, I don't know, man. Sometimes I just look at story be story. You feel me? But I think it's still a good thing because, hey, when you think about all the films that are coming out, right? They don't all have to look the same. So I enjoyed the variety that we are getting here. Now, it's not it's like, you know what I mean? It's not a groundbreaking story. It's not anything crazily new, but it is fun. It looks great. And like we have some really nice little moments there, right? So, hey, if you want a nice little family flick, if you want a little family fun time, this is gonna work, right? This is gonna work. But also, you can watch it on your J's. It's all gravy. But yeah, it's now on Disney Plus, people. So if you want to kick back, Turning Red ain't a